I see red, I was gonna be dead. Look, but I'm back in the booth. I lost my dogs, I kill a killer. If I get a chance, I'ma shoot. My bro, I crash, broad day, you know, man, so I'm telling the truth. Ain't no therapist can relate to me, it's why I put my pain in the booth. No, I'm really coming from poverty, borderline, I ain't had no rule. Man, we got the Streaming University debate. I've been seeing a lot of clips of this going viral on TikTok. Speaking of, you know, streamers, big streamers, little streamers, different type of problems, you feel me? Rich, poor, all type of shit, you feel me? So I know this gonna be a good one. I ain't gonna interrupt too much in the beginning. I gave y'all boys a little breakdown of what to expect. Let's get to it. You heard me. Let's get to it. Hopefully this bitch don't let us down. Shout out that boy Marcus King.
Shipping content mostly and damn near mainly benefits the man and never the woman.
I think shipping content, I think it's the worst content you could do possible. Unless someone in here can prove me wrong.
I'm Kai on Kai Said That on Twitch. Okay, so look.
Okay, like I said, if you are a part of the debate club, this is your time to start coming up, making your way to the stage now. We didn't have too many classes because a lot of shit was happening. Okay, so what I'm doing is, like I said, whenever I introduced this club, I wasn't trying to do too much like actual real debating in the sense where it's gonna be like, you know, argue to argue. I kind of want to do more YouTube style content that would be a little bit more entertaining for streaming and YouTube. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna do 1 versus, what's that, 6 or however many people we have. And the person that agreed to, I appreciate you, is Stay Ronaldo, one of the biggest streamers on the platform. We actually have another spot for somebody. If anybody from the crowd want to jump in, not mad at Mud. Come on, whoever said it, come on in. Go ahead. Just in case nobody knows who you are, go ahead.
What's up, y'all? My name's Ron, I'm a streamer, and I'm debating people today. I've never debated anyone, so yeah, let's do it. Hey, but I'm doing real debates by this. So anyone who's coming up here, if you want to troll, let me know now. I'll troll, but like, if y'all want to debate, I'm here to debate.
These are going to be streaming university related things or just things about streaming. So what's going to happen is I am going to say one thing, and then maybe y'all can do some type of crowd work if y'all agree or disagree. And then somebody's going to go up here just to debate. So if you agree with it, everyone that comes up here is going to have to debate the opposite side.
Anyone up here ends up agreeing with me, anyone in the crowd can come up. That too. You know? Anyone who disagrees.
Any flow.
Anyone.
Okay, so let's start off with the first one. Y'all understand what's going on. We're gonna start with something easy.
That boy said anybody could get it.
Did the alumni add value overall, whenever they can?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I don't think anyone's. You guys don't disagree with that. I don't think.
We're gonna have to. That's the fun part of it.
I have to disagree.
No. You say what you want to do. They're going to come and do the opposite.
Okay, yeah, I do think they added value. I saw some people say that the alumni, they came for one day, it was boring, or they didn't do enough, or they did the same repetitive stuff. But when you bring people back, especially that big, it brings new eyes, new people that some people wouldn't see smaller streamers. So yeah, I do think they added value.
Who wants to crack at it first? Don't get nervous now. There it is, my nigga Doug.
So are you going to troll me or are you going to be for real? Seriously, let me know, Dub.
So you agreed that having the people from 2025 came helped this class?
That's not what I said. I didn't say I don't think it helped, but I think it added value. I think adding any big streamers' names to a community event is a good thing.
Yeah, I believe, even though I don't have a problem with them coming, I did feel like once they came, it kind of demotivated the rest of the people that was here seeing them come.
So did you feel demotivated?
Not me, but I can speak for other people.
So you're going to speak for other people saying demotivated. Okay, so how so? Break that down.
I'll just say, I just seen a lot of people get demotivated. I seen a lot of streams go off once they was there. I didn't see much people in the cafeteria, see more people in their dorms. When people like us, like me and you, Ron, that's comfortable with around any camera, can bait with anybody, be in any situation to make a content, these people here don't know how to do it, so they want to be motivated. But it was overstimulated with that yesterday, so I think like...
So can I ask then, adding on to that, what made people go inside their dorms considering the fact the alumni only really came in the middle of the day, and when they came, the only people that were outside really fighting were a couple, and then at nighttime they added value by, we all went out to Nick Naracina's party, and we all went to the club and did things, and it was fun. And that following night, DDG hosted a party for anyone to go to, etc.
I'm saying,
how did that make people, considering if you said that, correct me if I'm wrong right now, but you said that everyone felt less motivated, they turned off their streams.
I didn't say everybody, I said
like
most
the smaller
people,
streamers.
Yes.
Yeah. What's the difference between the other big streamers that are in this room, including myself, for the last couple of days? How's that any different?
The difference between is like you are one of the big creators that was there.
I'm saying
you don't know how you don't know how someone lower feels because you haven't been low in years. So just like if you can't tell a homeless man how to be homeless, you won't be there anymore.
Ooh, get him, dog. Get him, dog.
I'm confused what the argument is at this point now. So you're saying that because the alumni came, it made the smaller streamers feel demotivated? And my argument to that is, like the same way the alumni came in when the other big streamers are around, that's my argument that I'm a little bit confused on. Can't they feel the same way? I feel like that's kind of an excuse. Like, what does big streamers more coming in add on?
Well, I think when these people
I'm just asking, by the way.
No, I'm saying I think that the creators here had time to adjust to the people that was here, and then to be swarmed with even bigger creators when it took them 2-3 days to get adjust to us.
Yeah.
And then they got to go in on today is the 4th day, to be by even bigger creators. Streamer University is already a big thing, right? We had 2 creators that made it even bigger outside, that was outside of not even the building. Funny Mike and BG literally brought a lot of attention to Streamer University, and just the smaller creators just being on that, knowing that, oh yeah, I'm going to Streamer University.
Shout out Durrell and MacArthur, man.
I mean, he's not. I have a chance, and then seeing him, it's kind of like would demotivate a smaller creator just because they like all eyes are on him.
But see, I don't necessarily disagree with that. I don't necessarily disagree with that at all. My point was, I think that they added more content, but did they belittle maybe or like make it harder for smaller streamers? Yeah, I could see that. Because I think any big name that comes in makes it harder. Anyway, I think we can agree to disagree. Yeah.
Okay. So we're gonna wrap that part up. Now y'all get the flow. Y'all get the flow. This is what the y'all was supposed to be doing if y'all would have showed up. But nah, I do know it was a lot that happened as soon as the club started, so I ain't mad at y'all. Like, Mr. Beast dropped that 20,000. Go ahead and get that, gang. I ain't even mad at that. Okay, so the next one that we have is something else. And go ahead and put y'all input in, yays, nays, as soon as I say it, just so we get a whole crowd feel. We got some of the biggest streamers in the world, content creators in the world, and some of the smallest, and we all doing our thing. So the next one I have is it upon the bigger streamers to interact with the smaller streamers, or is it on the smaller streamers to put their hat up and have that conversation with the bigger streamers? You had to pick a side. Do you put it on y'all, or would you put it on the smaller streamers to have that interaction first and break that out?
I think that, and I said this.
Let me answer this first before they go. I will put it on the smaller streamers because you got to take accountability, gang. Even the bigger streamers had to go through this themselves, whether they had to get themselves to the point where other people wanted to collab with them, or they had to go ahead and put their pride to the side and reach out to somebody else to get them to where they was trying to go. You feel me? So now you do have to have that. That's part of that it factor, gang. If you too scared to put yourself out there, you feel me? How you gonna put yourself out there? You ain't gonna never really put your true self out there, in other words. You heard me? So, nah, man. I think that the smaller streamers should have reached out for shit show. But also, there's the rebuttal. As a bigger streamer, like I said, since y'all knew exactly what you had to go through and what it takes to actually get bigger, y'all should be giving them tips. Maybe, what's a mindset that helped you break through? Maybe y'all see yourselves in them like, damn, I was at that point once. But as soon as I started doing this, I was able to break through that. So you feel me? I still put it on the smaller streamers, but the bigger streamers, man, y'all, especially knowing that this is some form of reflection of yourself, get them as much advice as you can. Look out for them. Give them a collab. Maybe try to work with them knowing that it probably won't work, but it'll help them break that shell initially so that next time they get the same opportunity, they'll be able to act on it rather than let it slip by. You feel me?
Before, I think smaller streamers coming up to bigger streamers is not a problem whatsoever. I think the only thing is, and I think a lot, I don't know if any of the bigger creators, this could be like, it doesn't have to be people who average 10,000 views, just any creator who's known, etc. Nobody wants to just, and this is off campus too, like nobody just wants random people to run up to them and clip for them, whether you guys are in public. There's some people in here who IRL stream and they just run up and just try to get a quick clip off. I think there's a difference between that and natural interactions. There's many smaller streamers in here that I've interacted with and I built a bond with and I actually created moments with, you know, and I can list some of them off, but that's besides the point. But it's different because I'm not searching for that. I think the moment just kind of happens. So I think my answer to that is I don't think you should force that at all. So if you're a smaller creator, I don't think you should force that. I think you should just naturally let it happen. And for any of the creators that I was with, they can maybe add on to that. Yeah.
But so you're saying that
Let me point something out though.
Should break that out.
Let me point something out though, gang. It's not that they're forcing it. Remember, Streamer University is an opportunity for all of y'all, bigger and smaller creators, for y'all to also grow y'all fan base off of Casanet's fans. You feel me? So, nah, gang. It's on some shit like y'all boys have to do something. I'd have lost my train of thought. God damn, my fault, y'all boys.
That at all. So if you're a smaller creator, I don't think you should force that. I think you should just naturally.
Yeah, nah. So boom. He was saying don't force it. So I'm saying it ain't like you forcing it, but you came over there for opportunity. You finna go to Stream University and be in your room all 5 days just streaming? Why? To use their Wi-Fi? Or you finna be out there at Stream University trying to do as much Stream University activities as possible so that you had the best Stream University experience that you could have?
He ain't lying.
That's all I'm saying, gang. That's all I'm saying, gang.
that happen. And for any of the creators that I was with,
So no, it ain't about clip farming. Yeah, they should be respectful. That's regardless. Don't expect respect if you ain't giving it out. But you should definitely be trying to get as much opportunities as you can. 1 and 2, they should be expecting that other people will be doing 1, bad content, and 2, clip farming to a certain extent. Remember, keep it respectful, but y'all should expect that knowing that you're finna go out there in that environment full of streamers. Like everybody and their mama out there is literally doing exactly what you do for a living. Clip farming and looking for clips. So hell nah, bitch, you should expect that times 10. You should expect it more than you know what's actually gonna happen. You should think that everybody out there wants the opportunity as much as you do, knowing damn well that half of them just want to be there / want to have excuses / ain't gonna take the opportunity serious. Just gonna let that shit slip them by and just chill in their room like we said earlier. You feel me?
they can maybe add on to that. Yeah.
But so you're saying that the smaller creators should break that ice first?
Honestly, I don't know both those points because I feel like there is no answer to that. I feel like it should just happen naturally, in my opinion.
But what I'm saying, like, if you were to, because obviously,
if I was a smaller streamer, I wouldn't necessarily force things, but I also wouldn't be shy to go up to people. There's a difference between going up to a creator, and this is anyone in life, right? If you go up to someone and say, I want a job, you're not gonna get a job. You know what I'm saying? You have to just let naturally happen. So it's like, I feel like if you're around big creators, just stay around and the moment will happen naturally. Simple as that. Like I saw a good example is literally just Pudgy right now. After, what was it, the basketball game? Or I think it was before the basketball game, I just saw him sitting and I was right next to him and we just ended up talking for about 45 minutes, talking about life, talking about other things. And he mentioned even the next day how I motivated him, so yeah.
Yeah, what side are you on though? Like if you just had to choose, because obviously people should mingle, but like online, the reason why I chose this question is because online, everyone is having that debate of, okay, bigger streamers aren't coming out of the way to talk to smaller streamers, or some people say smaller streamers should go and speak to the bigger streamers, even if they don't speak to them.
I do think, I can't speak for other big creators, but for me personally, I do think you should, as a bigger creator, try to create moments for the smaller streamers, yes.
Okay, somebody go on the side of the smaller streamer should go.
Talil was a good example of that last year, boy. Talil went ahead and tried to motherfucking show love to everybody, starting off with the smaller streamers. You feel me? He was giving genuine vibes. Like, it was GVO with that boy. I was like, nah, he could have been out there clip farming for himself. We know that boy got main character syndrome. You heard me? But he was holding that bit down. He was trying to put that bit in the cut. Just for Scream University, boy. That boy, I ain't gonna lie, he held it down for Kai. I know Kai gave that boy a good bag after that. We ain't see Tyler ever since, boy.
Out of the way to have the conversation with the bigger.
We got paid good for a good deed done.
Wise. Nice to meet you all. I do want to say I am in the middle too, so for anyone that is listening to this, please know I'm in the middle. But I think as a smaller creator, we should have the confidence to go up to the bigger creators because we have this opportunity today. Like I saw something online that said the acceptance rate for streaming university was like so different compared to like Yale and all these other big universities. So it's like, imagine that you have once in a lifetime opportunity and you're placed in a room in a space where you have all of these content creators and streamers that can provide all of the information or just conversation, like you said, building natural connections, networking with a lot of people that are there. So just trying to get yourself or push yourself to be uncomfortable, so that eventually you do get comfortable. You know what I mean?
So I don't disagree with that, and I'll break what you said down. So I do think that smaller creators should be around bigger creators, like what you said. I just think it's different between creating a moment and being natural, right? So anyone can run up on this stage as a smaller creator and just make a clip or whatever they want because they're in front of a lot of creators right now. It's different than the example I use, like with Pudgy, where we're just outside, we're just talking, and then it creates a moment where it's natural networking, where it actually feels like a friendship, you know? I'm sure there's so many creators in here, big or small, that they can create moments, but like, what are the moments after Streamer University? Am I ever gonna see you again? There's a couple.
Yeah, he right, low key. He's saying building that relationship is way more important than the clip that could be temporary. Like, yeah, you might run up on stage right now, disrespect all of them, and have one of the most viral clips of Streamer University, but now you cancel just like dude who just talked about PBM. You feel me? Dude talked about Max. Now all of a sudden, everybody at Streamer University don't like him?
He ain't lying.
So yeah, shit like that can happen to you, gang. You gotta be careful out here with the clout you chasing. You heard me? So nah, be more civil. Like he said, the relationship is more important than the viral moment sometimes. Same shit with your fans. Rather than trying to just go viral, nigga, build that relationship, that trust with them. Let them know, oh nah, you gonna show up on Monday, nigga, when I'm off. and I'm trying to fucking watch it live. That boy Guap gonna be live, nigga.
He ain't lying.
You heard me? Shit like that. That's all I'm saying, gang. So nah, it's real gems.
People in here who were way smaller who I will see again because I actually created a bond with them. I created a relationship. I networked with them.
Networking.
It worked out naturally.
Yeah, I do agree with that, but I also think having a plan because you know a lot of the content creators that are here, you probably watch them when they're home. You know what kind of content they're in. So like, let's say if somebody's into TikTok, okay, go make a TikTok with them. Or if it's just like, you know, a niche comment or question that you have about something, brand deals and things like that, connecting with them, especially the professors.
But I agree with that.
She's spitting.
Yeah,
She's spitting.
but you're supposed to be.
No, but I think the question was.
At some point, in debate, y'all might naturally
Yeah.
disagree. You know, you'll naturally come up to it.
I think this is a hard question.
Yeah, but
I think it's like worded so hard, but I
About
understand what
dying
you're saying
on
on
the
the
hill?
internet where it's
About
basically like,
understanding.
like the argument too, and I don't know if I'm going off topic on this, but it's like why is there so many big creators? They're not helping the small creators. Is that
Yeah.
correct? I think a lot of the. Go ahead, yeah.
no, I was gonna say I'm run through a few of these, so I don't want these to be too long, just so everybody come up and get their shine.
Right.
So we gonna, but I'm gonna let you finish though. Yeah, go ahead.
The one last comment I want to say, because like I'm still in the middle, I think it's a dual relationship. I think on both ends. So big creators could go up to smaller creators, like if you see someone by themselves, or like in their room, going knocking on the door, things like that, to kind of like make them feel comfortable, because this is a different environment for a lot of people. So that could like make them, you know, feel more compelled and open to do things. But I think on the other end too, as smaller streamers, we do have that responsibility as well. Yeah.
Good debates. Good debates. Good topics. What I'm gonna say is, because there are a lot of big streamers in here who have large communities or whatnot, do you think that streamers should be responsible how their communities act and behave? But this time, like, yeah, we can have multiple people come
All right,
up.
so
Like I said, I want to make sure
say
everybody
the question
can
one
say
more time.
something.
Just one
Okay,
more.
so streamers should be responsible for their communities and how they act online.
Streamers or just like people, like creators,
Like creators, yeah. Your community, if you create content.
I would say, again, I hate to just be like a fence sitter, but it's hard to answer this question like without fence sitting, but it's like yes and no, because I would say no more, because how are you going to control, let's say if you have, I'm going to use a small example. Let's just say you even have like 100 viewers, right? Realistically speaking, if you tell someone not to do something in front of 100 people, there's going to be one or two that end up doing it. That's just realistic. So now you put that at a grand scheme where if you have 10,000 viewers, 50,000 viewers, maybe even 100,000 viewers, now you're looking at thousands of people. You can't control that. And then there's also 1,000 negative people. I'm sure everyone knows in this room, when you open things, negative people are super negative. Like they're going to go above and beyond because they know it gets your attention. So no, I don't think you can control it. No.
Somebody come up here and debate them on that. Be anybody. And like I said, we can shoot these off a little bit quicker. I want everybody to go ahead and get
I think as a streamer, you can control the narrative. So I think, yes, if you're a streamer, you could tell your chat. You know, you could check them. So tell them, hey, guys, we're not going to do this. We're not going to do this. We're not going to do this. And obviously, not everyone in life is going to listen to you and do everything you say. But if you push a certain narrative as like kind of like the leader of your community.
But you're saying if I push the narrative, like an aggressive narrative, yeah? Or
Now he's saying like you condition your people. Like, don't you guys obviously have mods that strict force rules, you know, things of that nature? Maybe not just ban them if they hurt your feelings and ban them for certain things. Like, hey, we do not tolerate none of X, Y, blase, and this on my platform. If y'all do that, you get in the boot straight like that. You heard me? And if they don't like it, gang, they just gonna get the boot. That's it. It ain't no, this. Y'all have mods. Y'all paying mods. You guys have Discords. You have teams. You have people looking after your comments for you. You never look at the comments. You guys are live right now, and not one of you have checked your phone once. This is what I'm saying. You feel me? So, yeah, it could be a little bit of monitoring going on over there. You can make sure that you're having the right type of people. You could support the right type of activities and punish the wrong ones. Oh, if a nigga's hating and he only saying bad stuff, instead of reading his comments and making him the main character of the stream, why not highlight one of your more supportive fans so that they're like, oh, maybe if I act more genuine, nice, and say actually what I feel rather than try to say something off the wall, he'll actually pay attention to my comment. So yes, gang, you can't control the narrative. Same thing with these streamers all the time, be deleting their Discords all of a sudden now. The Discord will help you, get you right on TikTok. You get viral views, the captions working just how they supposed to. Now all of a sudden, the community toxic, you want to get rid of them, you don't like them. Gang, they was only doing what they was trained to do.
Are you saying?
Yeah, I think
yeah, if you push an aggressive narrative, yeah, you're controlling that now. Now you're in control. You're telling people, I feel aggressive for this. I want people to back me up. That's a whole different thing than saying something like, oh, don't send hate to this person, even though they did something, whatever.
Right.
And then have people who end up sending hate to that person. You can't control that. I mean, there's an example in here. Yeah, Lacey yesterday, you know, he got his leg pulled and he said on his stream, don't send hate. And a ton of hate came through from every type of community.
That's a question, Ron.
Go ahead.
You don't think there's a difference between, let's say, love reading, his chat being mad at someone and like as a think about the worst case streamer, you know, what if their chats get mad at?
No, there is a difference. It's for sure about it's for sure different from the creator too, you know? It really depends on the creator. If the creator is someone who's like controversial, or if the creator is someone who is all over the place, if the creator is emotional, it is very different, you know? There's a lot of people who handle things differently and have different communities, so that question is kind of different for everyone, but I would say for the majority of big creators, not including someone like Ludwig who claims to have a leash on his community, I think for most creators, I would say overall it is harder to control a narrative to an extent. I would say. Go ahead.
Is there control within your stream or the control of people going outside of your stream to do things in other places? Because it's like
you can control your. I think you can control your.
But just because somebody's sending hate from my stream doesn't mean they're part of my community.
Well, that's my point. That's kind of adding on to my point, right? I don't average 50,000 viewers. I don't, right? I'm averaging that because of this event at the moment, and I'm grateful for that, by the way. But there's so many people that are not a part of my community that are watching me right now, and I'm aware of that, right? I can't control all these new people, right? I'll have some people come on my stream and just hate on people just coming in the frame for some reason, and then my chat's like, oh, this is AIDS, blah, blah, and I'm like, well, yeah, but I don't know if this is my community or this people, right? When I go sub only, it's way more control. This is my community, you know? So yeah.
Yeah, I just think there's degrees to it. Like, I think if you look at like the most toxic fan bases, most of the time the content that creator's putting out is toxic content, and I think you attract those kind of people who are entertained by that.
Yes,
and so
that's what we
you're
were
gonna
saying
build
earlier.
that type of audience.
No, for sure, and that's why I said it's kind of different. And I use again like how Ludwig was an example, and then you say that the worst kick streamer rage. It is a big difference, right? Like I don't even want to give like acknowledgement to like toxic streamers, but like if I agree with that, if there's a toxic streamer and you have a toxic community, it's gonna be bad for anyone, right? You could say something, they're not gonna listen.
I got one thing to say. I agree with you. I do want to say this about communities though, because everybody has a community, but just like in real life, you can't teach somebody or you can't tell somebody how to love somebody else. That's just how they show love. You might be somebody's favorite creator, their favorite entertainment, right? And if something bad happens to you, they just feel like they gotta protect you.
For sure.
Now, you can ignore people. That's how some people do it. Or you got other people that will just do their opinion differently. So I don't think you have no control over your community because they're just showing, you can't control what somebody said. You could be like, don't do that. They're still gonna do it. The only way to stop it is to not have a community.
Adding to that, it's more or less like what you just said, you can't control everything. That is true. There's always gonna be people who have their opinion. You can only, for me as an example, I'll just say when something happens in my community, I tell people to stop. I try not to give it attention, and then if they keep talking about it, usually I'll just close the chat or whatever where I ignore it. So yeah.
One last person on this one, and then we got one more question. We're gonna wrap it up. This is Senna. Hey.
For this question? For this question?
I have a counter argument. So first of all, I agree with the take that you can't.
You like to yap though, so let's not keep it too.
I'm a rep. You like to agree on the. I agree with you on the take that like you can't control everyone, right? So you can't control and make 100 people stop talking shit. Obviously, you can tell them, and 80 of them are gonna stop talking shit, and 20 of them are gonna not. But I feel like as a creator, you have a responsibility that your core community is a representation of you and your morals. And so how I feel on that is that if I don't want someone to send hate, at the very least, it is my responsibility as a creator to make sure that my community is not doing that. And the people that continue to do it, normally what I do is I remove them from my community. And I'm gonna be honest, but my debate that I don't like, and it's something that big creators dance around, but I'm just gonna be honest because it's true, is I've talked to a lot of big creators who have toxic communities. And every time I do, the one thing they say is, I don't wanna call my community out because if I do, I'm gonna lose my audience. And I think that's an excuse to allow bad behavior.
Are you saying me though?
No, not you. I'm saying in general, not you. I don't even think the stable is toxic. I don't think the stable's toxic at all. Not the stable.
I can't speak for the other big creators, but like, there's not really a counter argument because I don't disagree with that. Like, trying to think how to respond to this properly.
All right, we gonna wrap that question up.
She literally said it wasn't about me, but all right.
Like I said.
I swear I was not talking about you. I have a few in
No,
mind.
but I agree. I agree.
But
But that goes back to kind of what Rage said, right? If you just to quickly do this, if you are a toxic streamer and you don't want to lose your community, yeah, that person's probably not a good person, right? That person probably just cares about other things rather than his community. People probably care about money. There's people who have different looks. They have money. They want views. They want popularity, clout, whatever it is. That's different from just wanting a community. There's some people in this audience that all they care about is just having people to look forward to during the day. So I agree with that.
So wrap that one up. We got one more. Appreciate you, Senna, for coming to the stage. All right, we got one last question, and I do think this has a lot to do with, some of the content that happens naturally, but this is something that I think people have a strong opinion for. damn near mainly benefits the man and never the woman. If you, and specifically on Twitch, if you are involved in shipping content, as a man you will be good, but the women are always left in the worst place.
Yeah, I 1,000% agree with that, and I've talked about this on my stream. First of all, I think shipping content, any creator in here, whether you want to listen to me or not, I think it's the worst content you could do possible. The absolute worst content is having a relationship online, number one, whether you're big or small, because you're just asking for opinions. You're asking people to be parasocial. You're asking people to care about something that they shouldn't care about. So I think that's dumb.
Yeah, hi guys, my name is Amber Tyson on all platforms. But yeah, I definitely 1,000% agree, especially longevity-wise. I feel like it makes the women, their value decreases, and men, it's just like, obviously it's double standard because men can do as many as collabs, whatever. It could be friendly if a woman even does a collab with the opposite sex, and you know, they'll still scrutinize and call them all type of different names, even if it's friendly. So I definitely 1,000% agree that women do have the lower end.
When it comes to like YouTube and everything, it's glorified to be in a relationship, you know what I'm saying? And both parties to me, like, benefit, or if they break up, they break up. But I feel like because the streaming community has become so toxic, it's like, oh, the girl is degraded and she can be this, she can be that, when the guy is glorified, he can have hella.
Well, yeah, that also goes to like normal, not normal, but like the culture that goes on even in the world where people, you know, it's a crazy example, but if a girl sleeps with 100 dudes, she's a whore, and then if a guy sleeps with 100 girls, he's deemed cool. You know, it's the same culture. No, people can laugh, but that's the truth. That's what people say.
That's crazy, Ron? Nah, but genuinely, I know y'all bringing up topics that y'all might not agree with, and y'all was on other sides of the totem pole when it came to, but this is how you genuinely feel, though? So you saying right now, if your little sister, your mama, and your wife all told you that it's 160,000 dudes outside, no, fuck 1,000, 100, just let's keep that 100 number since it's not such a big number. Since it's a small number, right? It's 100 dudes outside lined up right now finna run your mama, your sister, your little sister, and of age, of course. Your mama, your little sister, and your wife. Yeah, your mama, your sister, and your wife. Fuck, we can throw your child in there too, your 18-year-old daughter. All finna get ran by the same. Not even a different 100 dudes. The same 100 dudes finna clap all three of them females. How you gonna look at them after, gang? Nah, real shit. Like, real shit. You gonna look like, y'all didn't do nothing wrong. What did you do wrong? Yeah, you might not know which one of them 100 dudes might have busted in you, and which one of they just did that y'all finna have soon. But hey, what did you do wrong? Versus you, your son, your old boy, and your homeboy, and your daddy go run into a club or some event with 1,000. Look, we done 10x the number. 1,000 baddies. You heard me? And y'all just go in there, nobody else but y'all, clapping all the baddies till y'all done, however long it take. How you gonna look at y'all boys? Y'all boys did that. I ain't gonna lie. 1,000 gang, you did that. Nah, you too. So we got the most bodies in the world. But you gonna look at your family, them the females, you gonna look at them pure disgust, or you gonna look at them regular. What did you do? You ain't do nothing. You just let 100 dudes clap your shit. 100 dudes that he got clapped by, she got clapped by, she got clapped by. You feel me? Come on, gang. And I just be serious. How would you feel? You answer me that question instead of all this little ducking and diving you trying to do with these little hoops and obstacles, make up fake narratives and some scenarios. Nah, how would you feel with that situation? 100 for the females of your family versus 1,000 for you and the guys of your family. The guys, you ain't gonna feel no problem. They them boys. But the females, just 100, gang. We could knock the number down even more to 50. 50 dudes clap. Your mama, your wife, did Ron. I'm talking to you, Ron, because you sound so perplexed right now. Ron, yeah, so your mama, your daughter, and your wife all get ran by 50 dudes. I done dropped a number that much more for you. How would you truly answer that, gang? That's all I want to know.
Type of different names,
Run
even
it back
if
a
it's
little
friendly.
bit.
So I definitely 1,000% agree that women do have the lower end.
When it comes to like YouTube and everything, it's glorified.
When did everybody forget how? For a generation that sees everything on the internet faster than anybody else, for the fastest generation down there ever, for y'all not to be knowing the basic necessities and functions of regular human society,
Well, y'all on here acting like y'all done discovered and unlocked the meaning of the world on the internet. And you be so befooled with a little simple question like that. Why is she considered this, but he not? Huh? It's been millions of years. They had that figured out before the internet, gang. Before Wi-Fi and all that, they understood. Animal Kingdom down there got that shit right. They ain't set the tweet yet. It's the internet fucking y'all up, I'm telling you.
And both parties to me, like, benefit, or if they break up, they break up. But I feel like because the streaming community has become so toxic, it's like, oh, the girl is degraded and she can do this, she can do that, when the guy is glorified, he can have hella.
Well, yeah, that also goes to like not normal, but like the culture that goes on even in the world where people, you know, it's a crazy example, but if a girl sleeps with 100 dudes, she's a whore, and then if a guy sleeps with 100 girls, he's deemed cool. You know, it's the same culture. No, people can laugh, but that's the truth. That's what people say online. And so it's like, it is the same thing on the streaming culture. I mean, you look at YouTube content creators, you look at streaming content creators, you look at TikTok content creators who have relationships, it's never really ends that good. Majority, I would say, it never ends good at all. And there's always hate towards either the woman, or they call her names or whatever, and then the guy, they say they used, whatever it might be, and there's not really any winners, in my opinion.
Are you guys chakra shooter everywhere on platforms? I 100% agree. I think the only exception maybe is if the woman has a bigger name. For example, maybe, and don't shoot me for this, but like Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce, like she think is more popular in pop culture. I'm just saying. I think she's a little bit more popular, and I feel like if something was to go bad, her fans could attack the male. I think that's the only exception where it wouldn't really, and that was a bad example.
I was gonna say, it's kind of hard to answer because you're talking about someone who plays a sport who has a whole different audience than someone who has majority, I would say 99% probably women audience. Could be wrong. Hopefully I don't get my IP on Twitter or something. But we're talking about like the streaming culture, I would say it never works out. Yeah.
I would agree with that.
Unless someone in here can prove me wrong. I would love to actually hear someone say where it does work out, because I'll debate that, because I really don't think it does.
Yeah, I've never seen it. Oh.
Self to everybody that's here.
Hi, I'm Kai Sonato. Hi, damn. I'm Kai on Kai Sonato on Twitch. Okay, so look, I agree with you to an extent. I feel like shipping content or with girls, obviously you'll have parasocial people who's going to automatically just ping y'all together, but it depends on like the history of content that you did in the past. Like if there are creators out there who just intentionally do certain things because they know it's going to go crazy. For example, I just know like a good creator who is a woman is somebody like Yana. What Yana does, she doesn't put herself in the scenarios to even be shit with anybody. Her personality thrives through the roof. People automatically like gravitate towards, which allows her to just collab with any male in this room or anybody in the world. I feel like when that is your core content, you know it keeps working for you, and you don't display enough personality, it's just on you at that point.
Yeah, but what I'm saying to your point is the creator is, for someone, example, like you said, Yana, right? If Yana's walking around with other male creators and she's not personally shipping content with them, that's obviously, I agree with that. But I'm saying from the internet's perspective, like if someone like is like,
Kyle basically saying if you move like a yo, they gonna treat you like a yo. You see what I'm saying? It's just simple math, gang. Come on, bruh. If you act like a YN or a thug or a gangster, the way they gonna treat you like? Come on now, gang. If you act like a scammer, come on, man. This is just regular human nature. Now, we might be attracted to what we attracted to, but at the same time, gang, don't act confused about it.
well, like you said, Yana, right? If Yana's walking around with other male creators and she's not personally shipping content with them, that's obviously, I agree with that. But I'm saying from...
So she ain't going out here for to be portrayed like, oh yeah, she get hit by everybody. Instead, she doing like a most sister figure thing. Everybody else trying to get hit content. Nah, they over here trying to boot up with the creator they collabing with. They throwing little signs they trying to get hit soon as the live get cut off. You ain't lying. Then all of a sudden they surprised that people talking about them on the internet some type of way. Like, dang, we just watching the clip back. Saying what we was able to gather from that information right there. This ain't no spontaneous information. These ain't random guesses. This is just what they was able to gather based off your character development. The character choices and attributes that you decided to put forward and highlight. You see what I'm saying?
The internet's perspective, like if someone like is like, oh, I want to date you on stream, I want to see you on stream.
Like Lana, when she do her content, she be looking a little EBD slow. She remind me of Ice Spice, so I just like, keep scrolling. You feel me? Some people might be into that little type content, so y'all watch, y'all turn her up, but still at the same time, she's not attracting a certain audience. Like me, if I watch a cooking with Kaya, I'll probably tune in just a little longer. Like, oh, shit, she throwing it back. And she cooking. Food don't even look that good, but hey, keep doing what you doing right there in the kitchen, though.
He ain't lying.
So it's like, yeah, you feel me, go? You attract what you attract, gang.
Stream every
And don't act surprised when you start getting the results you was looking for.
single week because they know it gets views. That's what I think is bad.
Yeah, but what if it's genuine? It benefits both.
Well, as long as it's approached on the internet. I think it could be wrong, but what you were more or less saying was someone who is trying to not make it genuine. Is trying to be like, oh, we're a relationship or we're trying to get together.
In my head, I'm just thinking shipping content as a whole.
Because I would say shipping content is more or less like when you...
And it's not even shipping content. Realistically, is even if you know, because some people might do shipping content, but they will see the audience start, attaching them together, and then I still kind of label that as shipping if you know the world.
Yeah, but as long as you shut it down, and I mean, they're gonna hate me in here, but like a great example is Sin and Agent. When they started doing content together, everyone said they should date. Everyone was parasocial. Everyone was weird. Everyone was saying weird things, and they shut it down, and they continue to make content, and they continue to do streams with each other. So as long as you shut it down and you don't farm it, because there's a lot of creators who will farm it, because they know people are gonna be parasocial and want to see them together, so.
These are all fucking hard questions, Marcus. What the
What, Lacey?
That's the whole point. Say no more. Okay, he didn't shout his Twitch out.
Andrew Urick on Twitch. That's UHRIK.
All right, so we wrapped it up. I know we went a little bit over time. I'm sorry, yo. Don't kill me, Bree and Bacon. All right, I appreciate y'all. And everybody that came up on stage,
guys.
go ahead, round of applause for them.
W Pod, man. W Pod. Them boys definitely had some good questions in there. You feel me? And I did agree and disagree with a couple of them. Like the main one that I think that they spoke on, which was one of the most important topics, was should smaller creators or bigger creators be the ones doing the reaching out? And I think it's mutual. Reason for the bigger streamers reaching out to the smaller creators is because y'all once came from there too, and y'all know exactly, and I ain't gonna say exactly, nothing's perfect and nothing's the same, and it ain't no exact blueprint for this content thing, but y'all could probably give them that extra little push that they need to keep going, get to the next level, make that breakthrough that you was able to make. Get out that dark place that they probably in that you were once in yourself. You heard me? In the smaller creators game, why did you go to streaming university in the first place if you wasn't for to maximize on opportunity? Like, yeah, we said it might not be the best game. It's your first time. You just trying, but you're supposed to give your best effort regardless. You feel me? Don't be out there half-stepping, barely trying to work, barely trying to collab, hiding in your room. You only cut on screen for an hour a day. You supposed to be maximized the game. 72 hours. The whole time I was there, you supposed to be live. Sleep screen, fuck it. You reacting to Kyle or somebody else shit while you sleep. You heard me? Because you at Scream University. It's going to be a whole bunch of passes they going to give y'all out there. So, man, 100%. If you was a smaller creator, you supposed to did your best, tried your most to at least just try to get that little bit of growth. Whether it be let down, upset, or just a learning experience. Y'all went out there to get your feet wet. It was hundreds and thousands of people who would rather have your spot that would have did way better with it. So I ain't got no sympathy. The same shit happened last year. It's like watching last year happen all over again. Why ain't y'all learn from last year? Oh, the smaller creators was having the same issues, or they feel like nobody's working with them. Come prepared this time. You heard what the biggest streamers allegedly said. They would have worked with y'all. Some of them actually were working with y'all. Most of them made content for y'all to even be involved in. So this year, y'all supposed to come harder, like move like Suburb Baby or something. That boy got MVP. You feel me? Funny Mike and DDG, them boys going crazy from the crib. So it ain't no excuse, gang. Yeah, being bigger, having more experience, you know what to do, but learn from the people who been doing this. See what they've been doing all year while y'all was at home waiting for this opportunity. Some of y'all just not quitting y'all job, starting streaming for the first time and just now want to go. But it still don't want to take advantage of the opportunity. Nigga, you quit your job, but you can't go ask a nigga, could they be in the video with you? You leave your job and your school and your scholarship, but you won't go ahead and try to reach out for an opportunity to grow in something that you was trying to grow for? The thing you threw everything away for, you won't even do nothing for it. So you went 100% to give up on the shit. You gave your all to give up on what you was doing to go do this, but you won't give a tenth of your effort to try, to get let down, to learn? Man, for all the small streamers talking about they ain't getting no opportunity, you better have had 100 no's out there 3 times. Asked everybody 3 different times, and they done seen you asking somebody else after you done told them no, and you came back and asked them again to the point where somebody gave you opportunity. Nick, 300 attempts. You was out there 3 days. I mean, you should try to ask everybody for a collab, whether it be a little TikTok or just have them in the camera while you asking. You can have a compilation of you asking all the biggest streamers to collab and all of them told you no. What really happened behind Streamer University? What the biggest streamers was really like? What really happened as a smaller creator? These is video, I did these bangers. Everybody finna watch that shit when it drop. You know I'ma react to it. So that's what I'm saying, gang. Even the worst of opportunities, you could have turned to the best. Miles Morales down there did it last year. It was somebody else who was complaining last year who down there got an opportunity to a female. I believe she got a sponsorship, all type of shit. Kyle looked out for her. She ain't really been turned since then, but she's still screaming. You heard me? So, 100% I believe the smaller streamers should have did everything they could to maximize on that opportunity that they did their best to get to. And the big screamers, I ain't saying necessarily that they owe anybody anything, but the fact that y'all went out there in a collaborative space to benefit off another bigger creator, y'all should at least look out for the smaller creators too. And understanding that y'all came from that place once too, why not? From your heart, understand and just try. Look out for their ass, gang. You know, the competition ain't really as competition as they think it is. You feel me? Who gonna fuck with you, gonna fuck with you regardless. All I'm saying, gang. W video though, man. W
Back in the booth.
video.
I lost my dogs, I kill if I get a chance, I'ma shoot. Bye, bro, I crash. Broad day, you know, man, so I'm telling the truth. Ain't no therapist can relate to me, it's why I put my pain in the booth. No, I'm really coming from poverty, borderline, I ain't have no roof. I will hit a list for real, they get fun by trying to learn how to spoof. Fuck around, find who spoofing better than spoofer, I got spoofed. They asked about Robert, did a lot of it. We was the first young niggas with counterfeits. So my bro, I'ma make it, can't lie to shit. Won't never chat much about a lot of shit.